Alright, hey everybody. It's my face again. What's that? The same shirt as yesterday? Of fucking course it is. We are getting to the lobby of Welmu versus Elazer. A little bit late to the party today, but here nonetheless. Here you've got lead. Too much responsibility for one man to handle. Do me a favor though, guys. You helped me out a lot last night. Let's see if you can do it again. Give me some of them retweets. Hit that like button on Twitter. Let's abuse this stupid new system and make sure all eyes are on this. But we're just waiting on the players to ready up and we'll get this show started. It's a best of 3, so it's still nothing too special, nothing too crazy, but they continue to grind out here in the winners bracket. I know you weren't here for when I was talking about it last night, but I did mention about how like there's going to be a lot more bigger names in the European qualifier. And it's just there's more players playing. Someone tried to tell me there's only like 10% more players in Europe than North America, and I was like, no, bro, no. I'm sorry, that's just not right.
Yeah, I think someone was talking about that when I started the cast. I don't remember what they said though.
That's just like a nah. That's an incorrect arena.
Actually, it's a little concerning because that cast last night went on for what, 7 hours?
8.5, I think.
Really?
So I had a hiccup like partway through.
Okay. Because I went to bed around like 12:30, and I know you're still going, so that was 6.5 hours.
Yeah, I think I finished up around like 1 or 2. I want to say I could be wrong. I don't remember. My brain's actually quite fuzzy on last night. I kind of forgot who won until I woke up and saw my snarky tweet about Neeb. Well. Oh, I need to magic away these broken characters. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3! Yeah.
Amazing.
Right. Spawning here in the middle. Left top side of the... Or, no, that's like the Roddy intro. In the top left side, middle part of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the Red Zerg. Not staying at home. It's Elazer.
Oh.
God damn it. Scarlet and Bly are ruining everybody.
Alright. In the bottom right, as the blue Protoss, he is Welmu. He's not going to scout this.
This is kind of cool for a couple different reasons. I guess he's going to come down here and do spines. I would have loved if he had done this from the cold. Just mined off of it.
Well, I think this might get a little bit awkward. So we've seen it on King Sejong twice now, I guess, right? Once Snoot did it, and then Scarlet did it apparently last night. I don't think I've seen it on Dasson Station yet.
Well, my only reservation is that on Dasson Station, this is actually quite a fair distance away from the main.
Yeah.
Welmu has time to react if he realizes what is afoot. But if he finds this out just super last moment, then that's going to be really bad for him.
That's what I was going to go with. So that, plus there's a potential to take the gold base, though it's not really common. But certainly, taking this normal base, it's still a ways away. Unlike King Sejong, which you're already hitting the gas geyser, for instance. You've got the rocks being broken down. So Welmu does something up. He saw the lateness of the spawning pool. Obviously, there was a gold base, and then did scout that other natural. And even saw, I think, the drone transfer? Or maybe just putting a proxy pylon somewhere, but... There's not much he can do except do his normal build, unfortunately. Like, he'll probably add on a robo whenever possible, but he's gonna have to let that Nexus either, probably finish. If he just cancels it, I don't know if that'll be worth it. And it'll probably take quite a bit. It might even go down before he can really defend against it. But
so
the spawning or the spine callers aren't even done yet.
When Scarlet did this against Neeb on King Sejong Station, one of the things I really enjoyed that he did, but it could have the same dynamic here, Neeb put his cannons in just the right place, where the spine crawlers wouldn't be able to root on the ramp, and that'd be the only way they get a range advantage for taking any sort of fight. So if one would put his cannons like here, like assuming he had a forge, assuming he had cannons, he would have no problem shutting this down. I just want to throw out like same defense tactics and playing. That's okay. There's the swap up for it. I like this, but I don't know if he's got time for it. That forge.
If he cancels the Nexus, he should have done that sooner to get the forge.
Thank you, Riomar, for saving esports for 30 months, by the way. Puts a bunch of hearts with it. What a guy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows what was happening this entire time, so the decision to cancel that Nexus and then get the forge at so late seems a little bit odd. He really could have gotten that a lot sooner.
Well, just for those who don't know, 5 cannons definitely have DPS spine callers. The best thing you can do with the probes right now is run interference and not let them burrow. He was doing a great job of that for a moment, and I think it was only on accident. I don't believe it was intentional, but either way, surrounded one of the spine crawlers. It goes down, the mothership core dies, and these probes are getting some damage done on top of these spine crawlers. But this is a lot of probe losses for Welmu. Let's not forget, the front door beckons. This will eventually just be something he realizes as a hole and walk through.
Yeah. If he was going to take the Zealot from that, then he definitely should have walled that off entirely.
Transfuse goes to the spine. Cannons go down. I think this is a loss for Welmu. She's out.
Yeah. If his plan was to go for the Forge, which sounds like it would have worked from what, Neeb apparently did, I really wonder why I didn't do it sooner. Seemed like he had an idea of what was happening and felt confident, and that the last thing was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm not that confident.
It was definitely, I think, a moment of panic, too, where it is like, even if you know how to deal with something like that, you're kind of like, oh, I didn't see this, it was too late. Shame on me.
That really would be shame on him, because he had, full scouting.
Well, if you wouldn't mind hosting the second map, it's going to be on Frozen Temple.
Alright. Someone just resubbed?
Yeah, Real.
No, Roy1 or 010. I didn't hear a pop-up for that. I just saw on Twitch alerts.
I didn't.
You think Ethermal will reach BlizzCon?
I didn't see that. That's weird. I will say, Twitch alerts straight up died last night. Just the server errors. We couldn't see what was going on. So, just let me state that if we do miss anyone's shoutouts or donations, we'll try our best to be on top of it. But again, things have been a little bit wonky with this service. So.
A little bit.
Okay, hopping into the next game. As stated, it's Frozen Temple, and this is another map where, man, I wonder, by the way, does Elazer talk with Scarlet and Bly and the such, and he's just like, oh, you guys are right, I've been convinced in the gospel of the proxy hatchery, or does he actually just see results and watch people like Neeb die to it and go you know what, that's worth trying?
Interesting question I can't really answer, but I feel like both are viable options. Just you hear something cool happen, you look at it oh, it worked, I could probably do that, and you practice it a little bit, and then you get to use it.
Yeah, that don't look so hard.
Really well. Yeah, exactly. That's what you say.
All right. Well, we are getting into game number 2 for the KeSPA Cup European Qualifiers. In the top left side of the map, we got the blue Protoss Welmu.
In the bottom right, as the yellow Zerg, he is Elazer.
Alright, so Welmu coming across the map with a probe scout. Pretty normal. You would want to do the pylon blocking and the annoyance that would be just delaying hatcheries, but I think for him as well, he wants to keep an eye on alright, is there a spawning pool? Is there a hatchery? Not again.
You can definitely proxy hatch on this map. It'd be different. It wouldn't be based off of rocks, but this is certainly one where Bly has done it.
I just feel like when you see people like Scarlet and Bly prefer going for a third, say over here, rather than taking a proxy hatchery, and they're the most prominent proxy hatcheriers, there's gotta be this degree of yeah, I guess I'm not going to proxy hatchery either. I'm not sure if Welmu reads into that or not, or if he's just playing super safe based on that last game. I mean, Welmu, for the years that we've been casting him, is not somebody easily tilted. I'm sure there's a grain of salt that came with that last loss, but I don't think he's going to be too overreactive about it.
He is scouting, though, specifically for, his shenanigans, basically, despite seeing... Oh, I thought he saw the natural. Oh, he didn't. Just kidding. Alright, so, he'll see it now, but he scouted with another unit. He scouted with another probe, both sides of his natural, to see if there was a proxy hatchery. So he's well aware that could have been a possibility, but it's not. He's safe to do whatever he wants up until, a minute or two from now, because, Elazer can still do other shenanigans. I was thinking, Ling drops, or just Ling flood, very old-fashioned. This kid's going to be a Roach Warren very early. I don't usually see these anymore, but it is an old-fashioned all-in. Oh, and the burrow, that's even more old-fashioned.
Okay, so this takes me back. Once again, referencing last night's matches, but just speaking generally on this, it was on Galactic Process, Scarlet proxied a hatchery did the Whack-A-Mole Roach strategy, but even though this isn't proxied and, one was going to have to deal with these burrowed roaches, I'd say one of the most frustrating things is you don't have forge openings anymore. You don't have that cannon for detection. Overcharge won't kill a roach if it burrows. There's a lot of issues, and you can wait out the entire duration of an overcharge, too. So for Elazer, he only needs to get about 6 roaches across. You remember me complaining about 6 roaches, Archon mode? Like, he only needs about 6 roaches with burrow to get across the map to cause some very serious damage. Anything more might be a little over-dedicated, but at the same time, he might be looking all in with this and not actually play conservative.
He should win with this, actually. Welmu was going for a Twilight Council build as opposed to like an early Robo, which, I mean, is kind of normal. But even a Stargate build would have been helpful. Basically, anything with detection, a Warp Prism-based build where you still get Adepts, but of course you get the Warp Prism too. Like, anything, really, besides just the Twilight Council and just Resident Enclaves would have been more helpful. But unfortunately, with the way this is going, he'd have to see it, predict it, build a wall, and keep building walls, and buy time for a Robo. Oh, it's a Dark Shrine. This is actually deja vu. You didn't cast the balance test map, and it kind of sucks that someone did use Burrowed Roaches to kill a Protoss in the balance test map, but I think it's what Elazer did. And the exact same build is being used by Mana, the Quick Dark Shrine. He just tried.
Elazer is, I think, locking down a Series 2-0.
I think so as well.
This is a little bit surprising because, I mean, I really, first a big Welmu fan here, and I also think he's quite a good player. So, to see him caught off guard by Cheese twice is surprising to me. But at the same time, so do players like me, guys who win tournaments. Absolute champions that everyone writes about. They lose to Cheese, Welmu loses to Cheese. This might just be a Protoss weakness right now.
It's funny because it's kind of come full circle then. Right? Like, initially in Legacy of the Void, Cheese was the bane of Protoss' existence. Yeah, now it's coming back in fashion. I'm not really sure what Welmu thought he could do against this, but it is a case where he was already down 1, so you don't just tap out. But if this was like a best of 7, and it's the first game, he probably just would have been like, okay, this isn't gonna, like, I can't do anything. Let's tap out. But I guess he's hoping for 1 DT to potentially make, like, almost a base trade scenario, but Elazer has scouted the Dark Shrine for a long time and is already up to a layer. And Welmu can't afford a DT.
If he had actually retained more probes through this, but still lost all of his army, like assuming this was like a reverse scenario, I still think he'd be in a terrible spot because it's that thing where Protoss has like 8 army supply versus 40 worth of roaches and just keeps snowballing. He might camp these mineral lines, but I think he knows what's up. GG, Elazer will send Welmu down to the losers bracket.
Man.
I guess that's the reminder too. It's double elimination, folks. But congratulations to Elazer as he advances on.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we got a really nice matchup lining up down below. Lambo plays against Nurchio currently, but the winner plays against Euthermal. And Nurchio and Euthermal is quite like the incidental grudge match. So Elazer moves on. He'll fight against either Mana or Drogo, most likely, a little bit down the road, although Raynor could cause a bit of an upset. Muslim plays against Hero Marine, and the winner plays Snoot or Namshar, so that's a really good TvZ lined up over there. We got some really good matches on deck, guys, but we got to figure out what we're casting next. So we'll go to a commercial break, and we'll try and sort things out, and we'll see you soon.